Hello, YouTube viewers and PlayStation Network members and people that watch me here on YouTube and Twitch and Ustream and Hitbox. Welcome to Cooking with Mr. 11. Of course, I'm going to make not one, but two dishes at the same time. Now, what I'm going to make is scrambled eggs. You're going to need 2 eggs for that, depending on how many you want to use or whatever. And then we're going to make hard-boiled eggs. So we're going to use 4. What I basically do to make my thing a little easy is I put the eggs in, then I add the water. I highly suggest if you want to speed things up a bit, use warm water. And always watch your eggs thoroughly to make sure that none of them are cracked, especially if you put them in the in the boiling water. But the one thing though is we're going to do it the easy way because, well, makes life a lot easier and makes things go a little faster. And of course, for the scrambled eggs, let's just start the pot with the eggs that I just put in the water. And let's start that up. You might want to put it on a high flame. Some will tell you to put it on a light flame, which is the safest way to do it if you want to slow it. But stating the fact that we're high on time. Now for the scrambled eggs, you're going to need butter. And if you want to add some ingredients like onions or peppers or cheese, well, the cheese, I don't have cheese on me. But if you're gonna put cheese on your eggs and stuff, make sure that the eggs are, you cook the eggs first, and then you can put like whatever toppings. You can actually do while the eggs are cooking. You can cut up little pieces of ham. I thoroughly basically use like a slice of ham. And then what you do is you carve the slice of ham into little bitty pieces. Now what I'm going to basically do is I'm going to put some onions. I'm going to put some onion. This is already cut onion. Now the one thing you want to do with the egg is you want to crack it open, put it in the glass. Put the shell in the sink. I crack the 2 eggs in the glass like so. Now the next thing you're gonna want to do, and I can do this is you take a fork, and don't do this while filming. I chop the yolk and I stir it thoroughly until it looks like orange juice, like pulp. Funny about the seeds and stuff in it. Now, if I was making a big thing of now the next thing you do is you take a knife. I gotta do this in front of the camera, so take a knife. Don't do this at home, kids. Take a knife and you want to cut like a part from the stick of butter. Put it in the frying pan. Then, with the rest of the butter that you don't use, well, you put it in the fridge. Now, the next thing you do is what you do with the butter that's in the frying pan. You let it melt down a bit. Like swirl it around, like so. I would do this on a live stream, but state the fact that it's boring. It would be a lot easier. See, what I'm doing is I'm putting it over the flame mostly, but some of it's like starting to melt already, so I'm swirling it around. We're gonna put the frying pan right here. And of course, if you're gonna keep the thing on, which I don't highly recommend that you do, So turn it off. Now with the onion that you already, yeah, if you bought these kind of onions like in the store, what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut it into little pieces. Now with the hard-boiled eggs, of course, the hard-boiled eggs, you're gonna want to, yeah. Some people basically tell you to leave it in for like 20 minutes or whatever. But I basically prefer that you keep it in for a little longer, and I'll tell you why. When you put it in for a long time, and yeah, can the eggs get hard boiled enough? What you can actually do once the eggs are hard boiled, now let's light up that one back up. Continue to melt the butter. Now, if the butter is melted enough, what you do next is you take your 2 eggs or eggs that you mix together, yeah, that you scrambled inside the glass. This is making scrambled eggs. And this is your brain on drugs. Any questions? Of course not. And then, of course, you move it around so the eggs don't stick to the pan. The reason why you use butter and not oil, and that's a big no-no. You don't use oil when you're doing that. Now, the ingredients, if you want, you can add your onions, which I'm going to do right now. Put my cutting board in the sink. You could also add some seasonings to the mix too. Like, let's put some. We could put, yeah. You don't have to do this if you don't want it, but you could put a little bit of garlic powder in your eggs. A little bit of pepper. You don't need to put salt because, yeah. Put some pepper in, like in your egg, and it should look like that. Now, the one thing you want to do is when you're cooking it all, you want to make sure it's all mixed in together. If you want to really scramble, you got to chop it up. Flip it around, move it over, yeah, move it around and stuff. Now, when the eggs completely get a little crispy, like a little, I'm going to show you, when it looks a little bit like that, I got to be careful because I got the flame on high. Yeah, just move it around, cook it like so. I can sound a little bit like Julia Child. As you can see, we cook the eggs and the onion together like that, therefore giving us scrambled eggs with onions. Oh dear. And of course it's almost done with the eggs. Yeah, like you see, it only takes like a few minutes to cook the eggs and stuff, like the scrambled eggs. The hard-boiled eggs take a little longer because you know, the water's got to boil and stuff like that. I gotta tell you what, if I wanted to, I can actually make another cuisine for another day, but the one thing is, I don't have spaghetti sauce to do it. If you have like a food recipe request, if you have like a request for something that you would like to see me do, I'll be able to do it on a video. I'm doing this, like I'm recording this right now. I can stuff that. I would do a live stream of this, but stating the fact that my XSplit is giving me a hard time. Now the eggs are almost completely done. You want to make sure that your onions are cooked with it. You can have the onions cooked to whatever you're liking. If you like them crunchy in your scrambled eggs and stuff. And you do the exact same thing with a pepper. Yeah, like if you're putting a pepper in it. Okay, let's stop that. And the idea, the best way to eat eggs in a bowl is like cereal. We're gonna put the eggs in the bowl, like so. I put my scrambled eggs in a bowl like Cheerios. And put the frying pan in. That's the frying pan, by the way, in the sink. With a little bit of water to cool it down. All right. Since I'm basically doing that, and the eggs are, the hard-boiled eggs aren't done yet, I'm going to taste my glue. Now, some people put like all kinds of different stuff, how they eat the eggs. Me, this is what I do. My boy running out of that. You can put some ketchup. Now, I gotta tell you, if you had some meat and stuff in your, in your scrambled eggs, that can basically suffice too. Put like scrambled eggs with ketchup and mustard. It might probably taste nasty, but this is what you do next. Look at that. Yeah, it looks like vomit. Mix it around a bit. Oh boy, that's some good hard scrambled eggs. Now, I don't know how many minutes I've been doing the hard-boiled eggs for. Not bad. I mean, the guy day, you don't have to add ketchup or mustard if you put like seasonings already in. Hold on, I gotta fix the light. I gotta turn it off. You don't have to. Hold on, let me turn it back on again. It was just the sunlight. You don't have to put ketchup and mustard in it. If you're a ketchup person, you could put just ketchup in it, like in your scrambled eggs. Oh, before I finish my I'm going to show you. If your water is boiling like so, that's when you would put your eggs in. But since I have the eggs already in, they'll become hard boiled in under that amount of time. That is why when you're making scrambled eggs, or not scrambled eggs, when you're making hard boiled eggs, you put them in the water. Like you put in a little bit of hot water or warm water. Put it in a pot like this. Or if you're basically just making two hard-boiled eggs, put them in a pot like this, a little bigger. Fill it up with water. Put 2 eggs in it, and make sure that you put it on high, but also at the same time watch what you're doing, because watching your stuff is important. Sometimes I say, F it, I'm just gonna let it go, and I'll come back and check to see if it's really boiling like crazy. But don't do that. It's not safe. Just because I do something, don't do it. Now, there's a reason why you want to cook your, you want to hard boil your eggs a little longer. There's a fly in the room. Damn it. The reason why you want to, have your eggs boil a little extra time. Hold on, sir. Now, like I was saying, the reason why you want to hard boil your eggs an extra couple of minutes or so, or a little longer, is because you know how you have that hard time when they're not hard boiled enough. You crack the shells. If you hard boil them a little longer, the shells get very loose. So you'll be able to give it a couple of taps around the egg and find an easy spot and just peel. Or sometimes when you crack it, you'll be able to just lightly pull the eggshell itself off completely. See, usually I cut witchcloth, but since I could do an extra couple of minutes or so. Thank you, YouTube. I love YouTube. Well, I'm not going to hard boil these eggs too long. Now, how can you basically tell if an egg's no good or whatever, or if it cracked inside the pot when you put them in the boiling water? Well, you see, that's where you don't want to do it that way. Like, let the water boil and then put them in. Nope, don't do that. Do like how I just showed you in the beginning of this video. Like, put them in the pot nicely. Fill the pot up with warm water, and then put your pot on high witchwort. But if you're not going to pay attention, put it on a low simmer, like on your stove. Set for witchwort. Mine has numbers. It says light, which is to ignite it. High, which is what it's on right now. And you want to put it on maybe low if you're not going to pay attention to it and you want to watch TV. But stating the fact there's nothing usually on except boring news programs and stuff on the weekends and stuff. You're better off just watching your food cook and say, hey, what the heck? Yeah. Now, if your eggs are completely boiled enough, you should basically know, that the next thing you do is you bring them to the sink. Let me turn that light off. Next thing you do when your eggs are done being boiled for about 30 minutes or more is you bring them to your sink. Run them under cold water so the shells will get looser. Which reminds me, I gotta make room for these eggs, this pot for when it's ready. So, you're gonna hear some water running in the background. Along with dishes being moved around. Pardon me. Well, I'm also cleaning these dishes that are in, that I just made in here. I'm also watching the eggs boil. Now, when your water starts to dehydrate, like it starts to go down, that would pretty much tell that the water is evaporating and it's almost time for you to take your eggs out of the, almost time for you to shut your stove off and put your eggs in the sink to cool down. Most people buy their eggs in their hard-boiled eggs in the store, which you don't want to do. And if you know how to make hard-boiled eggs, it's not hard. But eventually, you can basically make other cuisines of hard-boiled eggs, such as deviled eggs, which is my favorite. And I'm also watching at the same time. Got like so many dishes in here, it's like not even funny. Frying pan, which is done. Now let's check on our so-called hard-boiled eggs so far. Water's starting to lightly evaporate, so let's see, what time is it? A few more minutes and we'll take them off and we'll cool them down. Now, if anybody's got any questions, which this ain't a live stream, I did do a live stream cook show. If you basically look here on YouTube, my video should be somewhere around here. And stuff like that, which I changed the title to something I can't remember right now. Now, if your eggs are fully cooked, like they're hard-boiled enough, when you cool them down enough, just check to see if you feel any if it's not fully cooked and you hear that noise that I just made, that means they're not done. They're not done. They're not done enough, which means you'll have to put them in. You'll have to put them in another pot again and continue to boil them. I really gotta do some housekeeping. You know what I mean? Also, it's very important that you don't clean around food when you're cooking. Like what I just did, there was like a little bit of dust. Instead of brushing it this way where it would have gotten on the food, brush it that way away from the stove because it goes towards the microwave where the laptop I'm recording from is. So that would be easy because there's nothing cooking on this side, just stuff cooking on this side. And never wave your hand like what I'm doing. Because get too close to the flame, that's a hot zone. And always when you're done cooking, clean your quote with Windex. I'm not doing it right now. I'm just demonstrating, but don't spray when it's when the thing's on, or when you're cooking. Yeah, but when you're done cooking, just clean your thing. Use a paper towel, But I highly recommend that you wait until these things are completely cooled off. Then you can do whatever. Because you could probably start a fire or hurt yourself really bad. So if you're going to clean the stove, wait until the stove top is completely cooled off enough. Then you could basically use Windex and take the paper towel and just have fun cleaning. Now the cartel, I could probably check to see if the eggs are hard boiled enough. But you gotta be careful when you're doing what I'm about to do, and I highly recommend that you wait. But stating the fact that I'm doing this to check to see, I'm using tongs. I think they're almost ready. Let's check them all. I'm not feeling any whooshy stuff inside, so that means the yolk inside the egg completely boiled up, like it cooked up enough, probably. Now, if you want to make soft-boiled eggs, I don't know how to do that yet, but I need to look that up. But hard-boiled eggs, I've basically done since I was a kid myself. I also learned how to make scrambled eggs by myself. Pasta is another thing. Now, depending on how much pasta you're basically cooking, which I'm not getting into this right now because I need this pot to basically to do that. But if you're gonna make pasta, yeah, I only got like a couple of these. Like, let's say if you're having, oh my god, a lot of people, or if you're super hungry for pasta, use what you have left and work with that, you know. Put a little bit of olive oil, virgin olive oil. I'm going to show you what kind of oil to use. Well, I don't got a lot of it. Extra virgin. It's probably backwards, but use that. Put a little bit of it in the water, or if you don't want to use oil, you can use butter. You got to make sure that the butter melts in the water. I could basically do it before you put the macaronis in, or you could put the macaronis in when the water's boiled and stuff like that. There's like a million and one ways you could basically cook it. But since I can't make macaronis today, because I don't have sauce, although there's a little trick. Now, let's say if you don't have seasonings, right? Like, let's say if you don't have spaghetti sauce and you want to, and you're a person that has like really bad heartburn, like, the sauce is killing me. You know what you do? You know what you do? Season it up. If you're gonna basically, cook it with butter, like you can cook the noodles and boil, have the water boiled and then put the macaronis in. Then when you're done, if it's boiled enough to your liking, like if it's hardened, and stuff, that's when they're not cooked. But when they're soft enough to your liking, you put a little, you drain the water out, put them back in the pot that you just used. Put as much butter as you want. I preferred like maybe a little slice. Put it in, mix it in with the noodles. When it's hardly seeable, and it's like on the noodles itself, you put some seasoning like garlic powder you can put in it. Just sprinkle it on the noodles, like all around in it. And bam, you got flavored noodles without the sauce. Bam! And of course these eggs are almost done. We're going to turn the stove top off. I'm going to run these hot boys in cold water for a few minutes. I'm going to just grab one egg and show you what I was talking about. Was leaving them in long enough. Just running this one under cold water. You can't see because I'm near the sink and I'm not moving the laptop around. Okay. Now this is the hard-boiled egg that I just took out of the pot. Now, if it's hard-boiled enough, like I don't hear whooshies, what you're gonna do, if you want to crack it and have no problem with the shell, tap it a few times around. This is what you basically do. I don't know if you can see. Find like a loose spot. I put the which was. You also want to make sure that the skin on the thing. I'm gonna run this back under cold water because it's still hot. Nine times out of 10, but you gotta have patience too. Patience when cooking is a virtue. Take it off nice and slow. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, the egg is still in one piece. Ta-da! See? Hard-boiled egg with the skin removed with no problem. Now if we can basically do that 4 times, then we got a good show going on here. Taking another one, we're going to do the exact same thing. Give it a hard crack. Okay, this one cracked a little bit too hard because I slammed it too hard. When you're peeling your eggs and stuff, make sure you don't slam too hard or you're going to mess up the egg. I'm going to show you. Always clean up the messes. See, when you slam it, you're going to get that kind of little problem, like a little bit of a crack in there, which you don't want to do. Alright, I'm going to clean this mess. I still got the other 2 eggs. This is an egg extravaganza. Yeah, this time we cracked 2 of them. I got cracked. Yeah, like that one's cracked, so I can turn the water off. Sometimes you can play a joke on your parents. Hey, Mom, heads up! But, make sure they catch it, because if it hits them in the head, it's, like, gonna be not so funny. Don't do that, actually. Don't do that. Just don't do what I just said. So, like, that would be a really, really bad joke. Look at that. Another perfectly good egg, completely peeled, with no problem. Look at that. I can make it look like an alien. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now if you... Okay, this one I effed up on. Because I pinched the thing. I pinched it. This is how you also make... You can also make hard-boiled eggs for Easter, which one? See, when I pinched the skin that was on the outside, I peeled it. I ripped off too much of it. So, here we have our 4 hard-boiled eggs. Completely done. You can add salt. Eat them any way you want. Hell, you can even make egg salad if you have mustard. Not mustard. If you have mayonnaise. I'm going to show you mayonnaise. Bring out the Hellmans and bring out the best. Use mayonnaise. Put like a little bit of mayonnaise in it, but make sure your eggs are are mushed up enough for you to be able to do that. That being said and done, this is the end of the cooking video of Cooking with Mr. 11Hot. How to make hard-boiled eggs and scrambled eggs. 2 egg examples of egg dishes. So until next time, YouTube viewers and PlayStation Network members and people that follow me here on YouTube and also on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter at John11Hot. And you can, and some of you that basically watch my YouTube channel can also find me on Facebook too. Not on at John11Hot. I'm not giving out my real name. I'm just gonna, So with that being said and done, till next time, this is John11Hot saying, peace out, cook safe, don't make a mess or too much of a mess. Till next time, bye bye. That's some good eggs.